Hey there, Mom. I see you leaning over that basket of laundry, trying to quickly fold the clothes. Or maybe you are nestled in the couch, trying to catch up with your stories from your favorite book. Or maybe you are on a walk, right? And whatever activity that you happen to be doing right now, your mind begins to wander off just a little bit because you are thinking, how do I keep my kids off the video games? This is a question, believe it or not, that many moms out there, including myself, are asking ourselves, okay? So our son got a video game as a gift. He has been away from most of his pals because of the pandemic and has been home. And so this was a way for him to actually reconnect with many people that he had been disconnected from. The only issue and challenge is that there are some unhealthy addictions that he started developing as a result of having these video games. At this point in time, we are looking of how to really resolve the challenge of using it too much. And in this episode, I am actually going to share with you 6 free after-school activities that you can begin to implement right now in your home that will not break the bank in order to relieve the stress that you may be feeling and also help your children embrace some habits that are more balanced and healthier. Let's dive in. Hi there, welcome to episode 1. My name is Jemima Davis, and I help ambitious moms create a life of lasting impact around their purpose and passion. If you are new to this channel, get subscribed and click on the bell to get notified, because I'll release a brand new episode and free resource that will be accessible to you that you will absolutely love. Since in this episode, we are talking about free after school activities, you may also possibly be wondering how you could afford activities that may cost a little money. So I've put together this free resource for moms called the MOMpreneur Home Business Idea Guide. In it, you will find 5 proven and legitimate ways of earning income from home without taking too much time away from your kids. If you are interested in picking this up, you may grab it on the blog at jemimadavis.com/1. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave a link in the description of this video and you can go right there and grab it. And if you're already on the blog, you can go ahead and click on the big green button that you see there below, and it will take you straight to the freebie. I truly believe that you're going to love it. All right, so let's get into those 6 after-school activities that are totally free that will help to keep your kids off the video games. Activity number 1 is to clean and organized. Okay, wait a minute. I know that I started with one probably that is most unexpected. Yes, this could be an after-school activity that is incorporated in your schedules as a whole, okay? Imagine that if your spaces were a little bit neater, right, by cleaning up and organizing, tidying up on a regular basis, incorporating it in their after school schedules so that it becomes a routine, right? Because a lot of times there is so much clutter in our spaces, and it's because we let too much time go by, right? We don't want to take a whole weekend out to clean and organize. And so we end up going from week to week and not really putting things where they belong. And so this activity is really twofold, because not only will it help to keep clutter spaces free, but it will also help your children to build some skills for long term, right? Helping them to invest in their future by learning how to clean and organize. An additional piece to this is also teaching them how to put things in specific places, right? So having a basket here and there where the socks always go in there after they take them off. simple things like that can really create an after-school activity that your kid can actually begin to do in order to have spaces that are more cleaner and more organized. Activity number 2 is to separate and donate. Okay, so in our spaces, once we clean and organize, a natural next step is to separate things that you don't need, right? And donate them. So this activity really helps kids develop, right, what it means to give. So in our communities, there are plenty of organizations and places where you can actually bring things to share with others who are less fortunate. And so this activity, I think, is really awesome because it teaches kids how to separate and removing the things that they do not need. Now, you know that drawer that's full of extra clothing, the basket that is full of toys, right? All of these additional things that are around you, if you do not use them over a few months, they're probably not necessary. And so it's really teaching your children to use after school time to even designate a little bit of time, right? Whether it's 30 minutes or 20 minutes to just separate and batch some things that can be donated to a local center so that someone else can benefit from some of the things that are not being used on a regular basis in your home. All right. Activity number 3 is to go swimming. All right, so this is a fun favorite in our home. All 3 of our children love to go swimming. And so for me, when I started looking into going swimming with them, there were a couple of things. Number one, I couldn't find as many places that I would have liked in our area. And then plus, some of the places that I found, I had to pay to get in. And so what ended up happening, I actually found a place where I could actually take them to swim for free at a swim club. So practically what I had to do was to go to my city office in my area, and I went in there and I created a card that gave me access to some of the facilities in the area where members and non-members can actually go in and use the facility. Now, the trick is the office that I went to is a part of my city association office. So maybe you can Google and find out what that is for you. So practically this card gives me access as a resident of the area where we're in to go in and use activities in such as splashing, swimming, ice skating. So things like that that are built within our community, we can actually go and utilize those facilities, and it's at no cost to us because we live within the county. So you might want to check out your city association or county offices to find out if there are any programs like this one. I have found that there is also a small fee that you can pay to some of the local swimming pools that are in the area, but check that resource first, Google it and see what's available. Call some of the swim clubs in your area to see whether or not they have any special programs such as this one. Activity number 4 is to do a scavenger hunt. Believe it or not, our children range from the ages of 8 to 12, and all 3 of them really enjoy doing scavenger hunts. And so be creative. Go on Google maybe and print out a list of ideas and clues that you can utilize in order to create scavenger hunts. Again, remember, we are doing this as one activity that you can incorporate in your regular schedule. Now, depending on your family dynamic or even how your home is built, you may have to be a little bit more creative in how you set this up. Number 1, you can recruit the kids to help you create some of the clues. Number 2, you can also be creative in describing what some of the things you want to do. For instance, you can say something like, I am in the kitchen and Scuffy the dog really, loves me. And so that is actually dog treats that you're describing. And so they would have to guess that it's, the dog treats that you are describing. And so things of that sort. But there's plenty of resources online for free that you can Google regarding scavenger hunts. And I promise you, you probably will find some that are extremely creative that you can utilize in order to create your own scavenger hunt for your children as an after-school activity. Activity number 5 is to fill up a bin with their favorite knickknacks. Okay, so this one might require you paying a little bit more attention to your conversations, okay? So let's say you're speaking with your children or your child, and they talk about NASA a lot, or they talk about going to the beach a lot, or they talk about journaling or drawing or playing football or basketball. They talk about riding bikes, or they talk about singing or the theater. So what are some knickknacks that you can find around, even connecting with your friends to see what they have around their house that they're no longer in need of, that they can pass down to you to create this bin full of knickknacks of your children's favorite things, okay? So this is the key, is that most of the things that are going to be in this bin are going to be things that they are interested in, things that they're passionate about. And I think this activity really does two things. Number one, it gives them something to go to when they get bored, right? Or if they need to be pulled away from the video games. Number two, it gives them an opportunity to explore even further what some of their purposes are, what some of their passions are, what some of their dreams are. As a parent, right, it is totally okay to encourage our children to dream bigger. And so this band could be an opportunity for them to explore further some of the things that they're actually personally interested in without too much guidance from us. So it is their own ideas, their own likes that they can actually put in this band so that they can continue to explore and build upon what it is that they found that they're passionate about. Activity number 6 is to have dinner together. So this activity is definitely one that I believe has several benefits to it. Number one, we get to eat, okay? Who doesn't like to eat a great meal, all right? So we get to eat. And then number 2, we actually do it together. We actually do it together, which brings a whole other level of benefit. And then number 3, around the table, the conversations that actually come up while we are eating is phenomenal. And the thing about food is that it's a great neutralizer. It's able to really allow people to connect at a whole new level because, right, there is an enjoyment there. You're enjoying everything, and conversation is a little bit sweeter and easier to carry. I promise you, there are conversations that you may find difficult to bring up away from the dinner table, that around the dinner table all of a sudden becomes a little bit easier to bring up, right? In our home, we've been able to bring up conversations around faith, around sex, around traveling, around dreams. We've been able to talk about likes and dislikes, insecurities, strengths. So all of these, topics, right? We can talk around the dinner table, around a meal together, and all of a sudden it's easier to engage one another in conversation because you're already having a good time around the dinner table. So try it out. Now, I'm going to give you one more bonus topic, okay, that you can actually implement today. The 7th bonus activity that I'm going to give you are 7 more activities that you can implement, but I'm not going to go into them as deep. I'm briefly going to name them, and you go ahead and be creative and you can expand on them, okay? And I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. So one of the activities that you can actually tap into is go to the neighborhood park, okay? Read a book, make a movie based on several clips maybe that you've gotten over the last few months. Turn it on over to them and allow them to make a movie about it. Take a hike, visit a local nursing home, volunteer, right? Start a long-term project that they are interested in by helping them to break it down into smaller steps. And then in the afternoons, allow them to actually work on these smaller steps that can take them to their bigger goal. So that is one, I believe, of my favorites as well, because when you have a goal, sometimes it may seem a little bit so big that you may not see right when it's going to become a reality. But if you set up smaller targets, right, to hit until you get there, then it's a little bit easier to be able to hit that big goal. So those are 7 additional activities that I just shared with you that are totally free, that you do not have to pay for, right? That are not gonna, make you broke as a result of you investing too much, that you can actually begin to implement right now to keep your kids away from those video games. Did this episode help you? Hopefully you caught a few of these activities that you can do that are totally free, that you can incorporate in your schedule that will help your kids stay away from the video games. And remember, if you would like more options and opportunity to earn additional income in order to be able to afford some of those paid activities, remember to grab the freebie that is just for you, called the MOMpreneur Business Idea Guide. In it, you'll find 5 proven and legitimate ways that you can earn income from home without taking too much time away from your family. So again, it is available right now on the blog at jemimadavis.com/1. Just click the link that's in the description of this video, or if you're already on the blog, you can click on the big green button there that's below this video so that you can access this freebie just for you. I know that you will absolutely love it. Now, I leave a whole bunch of resources for you in the show notes of where you're watching this video, so be sure to take advantage of them. If you did find value, make sure to share this out with your friends. Share it with other moms that might love it just as much as you do. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and remember to leave a comment below. I love hellos. And I will see you on the next episode of Jemima Davis TV.